Well, the journey from Bangkok to Chongqing was very peaceful, indeed uneventful. I even managed to watch a Star Wars movie. Last moment of peace and quiet before the chaos of China. With my guide Benny, good job he's here. My instructions said go to Chongqing North, but he's taking me to Chongqing South. I should trust him. God knows what would have happened if he hadn't been here. I'm queuing to collect my tickets. There appears to be a big argument going on behind me at one of the next kiosks. Or they could just be chatting to each other. Who can tell? Wouldn't dare film her. Looks like we could have another argument about to erupt. Now somebody's pushing in front of my friend Benny. Another bad-tempered lady here. Something appears to be going wrong there. Oh dear. It actually reminds me a bit of the trial of the Gang of Four, with Madame Mao's shrill screaming.
排在7号窗口后面有需要用现金购买车票的旅客，可以到前面3号窗口排队购票。
To say that the Chinese are sensitive about Tibet is an understatement. This was my first encounter with the security surrounding a foreigner visiting Tibet. Yes, that's my passport. Yes, the photo's me. So much paperwork. I was a little bit nervous with so many cameras in my bag. Off she goes, checking with her superiors. Well, because I'm going to Tibet, it seems that all the documents have to be signed by her manager. Hence the hold-up. She's closed her counter, gone to see her manager, with my passport, my permits, my ticket. Let's hope she comes back with the signature. It's an interesting journey already. Well, she sat down at a desk, and it looks like she's filling in some more forms. Let's see what happens. I don't think it's good to film what's going on in the office, but there's 3 of them looking at it now, and I think another argument's about to erupt at the kiosk next to us. And so I finally got my coveted ticket from Chongqing to Tibet. At this point, my friend Benny had to leave me. He was not allowed into the station. So from here on, right up to Lhasa, I was on my own. What could possibly go wrong? More security going through the turnstiles. They checked my Tibet pass again. After yet more security and shouting, I'm through into the station, and I think I go over there for train Z223. So I guess this is waiting room number 2. It's a big waiting room. Wonder if I can find anywhere to sit and eat. I had no idea what was on the menu, so I just looked at the picture. Noodles with some sort of shellfish. So I take my ticket to the serving counter, give it to this lady. Okay, thank you, and I wait here. causing a great deal of amusement to the locals, and I must admit I'm quite enjoying it. Let's see what comes, if it looks anything like the dish in the photo. Hello. The things you see in train stations. Well, finally settling down to my meal. Tastes good, quite salty. I thought I was going to have an audience for the whole meal for a time, but the novelty has worn off, and I can settle down to my cabbage and noodles with cockles. Yes, still attracting an audience. This is good. Very nice. Never seen a foreigner eating before. Just for good measure, my Tibet documents were checked again, and this time they were forwarded by email somewhere. Not sure where. End of the first night. Slept reasonably well. Woke a lot. I have absolutely no idea where I am. I can't get a GPS fix because we appear to be going through quite a mountainous part of China and an endless series of tunnels. We're in one now. Looking forward to changing trains. That was the interesting news last night. Once I get to Xining, I've got to change trains. Nobody told me about that. So my breakfast on the train. Not sure what it is. Not sure how I'm going to eat or drink the rice soup with only a pair of chopsticks. Well, let's see how we go. So it looks like some peanuts. Don't know what this is at all. Chewy, and probably best not to ask what it is. Well, I've been kicked out of the buffet car in no uncertain terms. No need to speak Chinese to understand the sign language. If you're not eating, you get out of here. So, nice while it lasted. Not sure where we are. Stuck in a railway station or siding. Maybe just south of Lanzhou. And they've decided to put Chinese radio on, which is nice. The train was travelling through western Sichuan province on the first leg of its journey to Xining. So it's all changed at Xining. Not on the itinerary, but it makes sense. Same platform. Better catch my train. My goodness, what a trip. Getting colder, as well as drier. So now I'm on train number 2. Similar configuration, a bit newer. Got TV. Doubt that there'll be anything interesting on that. We've got the People's Railway Daily, which should prove interesting reading. Just for good measure, my Tibet documents were checked again. Well, we're about, 5-10 minutes out of Xining. My Tibet pass was checked as I was boarding the train, and somebody's just come round and checked it again. Eventually, we left the drab Chinese cities behind us and started heading up to the hills. Well, we are ascending to the plateau. I've just signed my health declaration saying that I can travel beyond 3,000 meters. It's a little bit late when the doors were locked before they came out with the health declarations. But it's feast time here in the cabin. Garbage, peanuts, noodles, empty beer cans. It's going to smell nice tomorrow morning. I haven't been able to get a GPS fix for quite a while, but I think we must be climbing. There's a lot more snow around than there was before. We were indeed climbing. The route would take us from Xining to a place called Delinka, on to Golmud, up the plateau to Nanchu, eventually descending to Lhasa. Well, I'm sitting here in the buffet car. It's a change of scenery, but I don't know if they're serving any food. They don't seem to want me to leave, so I'll stay here a while. Well, this should be very interesting. I think we have a menu with no pictures, and nobody speaks each other's language. Maybe I'll just point. So there we go, that's the menu. No idea, so just have that one. And see what comes. I could have ordered a blancmange, who knows? So I get the system. The waitress comes out shouting out what the meals are, then asks who ordered this, which is fine, except I don't know what I ordered. I don't speak any other language. Okay, let's see. Here we go, getting more surreal by the moment. Touch of the faulty towers. Somebody has been told to move tables so that somebody else can have it. And I now have a diner with me. Still no food. Got the sun in my eyes, a racket in front and a racket behind. Don't know which is more surreal, dinner at the station last night or dinner on the train tonight. Looking forward to getting to Lhasa and hopefully having some momo. So this is the pièce de résistance. Don't know what it is. Could be my first yak. The journey would take us overnight over the highest pass on the trip, at around 16,000 feet, the highest railway in the world, and I slept through it all. Time for my last breakfast on the buffet carriage, up in the Tibetan plateau now, at 3 hours out of Lhasa. Don't know what I'm having, I just pointed to what somebody else was eating and they seemed to understand. Breakfast actually consisted of sausage and dumpling, Chinese style, and the terrain was starting to get a lot more interesting. So here it is in all its glory. Not surprisingly, my documents were checked again upon arrival in Lhasa station. But once out of the police hut, I met my guide, or my driver, a very friendly man who took my suitcase and gave me a traditional Tibetan welcome, the white silk scarf. Thank you. Very pleased to be here. Well, how does that look? Welcome to Tibet. The traditional scarf. Well, I'm in the van and on the way down to the hotel. Met the driver, a very friendly man. Not sure what I'm going to do this afternoon. First thing though is a shower. After 48 hours in one set of clothes, I need it. The problem is I'm not sure that I'm allowed out of the hotel on my own. Let's see. On my way to the hotel, I caught my first glimpse of the spectacular Potala Palace. I think I can safely say that having taken a train through some very remote parts of China, sharing a compartment with local people, the journey did teach me a lot about my destination. But let's not overlook the fact that the train went through some beautiful scenery with the most astonishing changes. One moment there were high mountain passes covered in snow. The next, it was desert as arid as Wadi Rum in Jordan. Still to come on this epic adventure story, a day in Lhasa, the Potala Palace, the Jokang Temple, the pilgrims, meeting the local people, and of course meeting my tour group, with whom I would spend the best part of 5 days on the way to Everest Base Camp and back.